15 miles on the brand new BMW S1000RR M package. I also have the premium package on this. Phew, this thing is absolutely beautiful. If you guys watched the last video, we're going to be getting tail tidy, mirror block off plates from BT Moto Tune, Akrapovic full header on here shortly. But first, it only has 15 miles on it. I gotta put in the 620 mile break-in mileage so we could get the ECU unlocked, because right now it's kind of limited to 8,000 RPMs. Adjusted the billet rear sets in the previous video, so you guys could go back and check out all the videos, but hopefully you guys could stay tuned on the journey on the BMW S1000RR. This bike is absolutely sick, guys. Sick. I had one previously, but this new one is something else. Let's start her up. Oh, baby. This thing sounds so good. So we're going to take a ride. We're going to put some miles on it. So this way, I have to bring the bike, or everybody has to bring the bike back to the dealer after you hit that 620 miles on it to get the ECU unlocked, and they want to do the first service on it. And this way, after that, I'll be doing the exhaust. But I want to make sure I'm doing everything kind of by the book, because there's been obviously a lot of YouTube videos on the S1000RR M that the motors were going. So, but again, is there a reliability issue? I don't really think so. I think a lot of the people, or I should say some of the people that had problems with it, I think they unlocked the ECU well before 620 miles right off the bat. And then on the dyno, rev limiter, that could have been a problem. I'm not saying that it is, but you get my point. You know, I guess there's a reason why BMW has a limiter at, 620 miles, up to 620 miles at 8,000 RPM. So, hey, it is what it is. And then after that, we're going to get, obviously, the ECU unlocked, BT Moto Tune, and all that good stuff. Let's hop onto the highway. Oh, my God, this bike is amazing. Let's hop onto the highway, talk a little more. And even with the ECU locked at 8,000 RPM, the bike is still a beast. But obviously it's not at its full potential. So what I like to do as far as breaking in a bike, I really don't baby it. I'm not going to beat the living crap out of it. But I do not believe, and that goes with anything, whether it's a new car, new truck, any kind of engine, motorcycle. I just put it through its paces. Bring it up to speed, slowly let it down. You don't want to be like on a highway for a long period of time, keeping it at a steady RPM. But I like to bring it up. Right now it's obviously limited at 8,000 RPM, but I'm gonna bring it to 8,000 RPM. Up to 8, back down, back up and down, up and down. Light downshifts. So this way, obviously, there's pressure on the back end. You really want to seat those rings in really well into the cylinder walls. That's the main focus of breaking an engine in. So, I'll be doing that for the next, 700, per se, miles. And then we'll be ready to get the ECU unlocked, do the first service and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna baby the bike. We'll put it through its paces. I kind of believe you want to break in a bike how you're basically gonna ride it. So I'm a firm believer, if you baby the bike and and then after say 1,000 or 2,000 miles, and then you know, pedal to the metal, full throttle, I believe it's not broken in the way you're going to be riding it. So, you know, you definitely don't want to thrash the bike all the way, you know, and hit rev limiter on a brand new bike, you know, a lot of times. See, I hit obviously the limiter at 8,000, but that's fine. We're not going, you know, it's restricted. We're not going to, you know, 13, 14,000. So this thing sounds really good, even with the stock exhaust, because you can hear a lot of the intake noise. And dropping down and putting the pegs on the adjustable rear sets further back and down, it's really comfortable. Now I could, and I love the cruise, let me tell you. I love the cruise because now my knees are kind of down and I could lock my legs really, really good into the tank. And when I get the tech spec tank grips and tank protectors for the center and for the sides, it's really going to be sticky on the side to have a good grip for my legs. This thing is just friggin' masterpiece of a motorcycle, boy. Let me tell you, it's just an absolute masterpiece. And you know, I've mentioned this before also. I believe and I know the RSV4, you know, hang on a second. The RSV4 is the best sounding bike. That is the, you know, the absolute best sounding motorcycle, best sounding motor that you could buy, hands down. But this bike, in a whole, as a total, this bike is just amazing. I don't think it can be, you know, be beat with the electronics and the cruise control and the heated grips. You just have so much stuff on this bike. I think it's definitely for the value. For the money, you're definitely getting the value. We're going to take a nice ride upstate. And let me tell you, the quick shifter is so smooth. I got to be careful still around the turns. I only got 20 miles on it. The tires aren't scuffed in yet, so I gotta take it easy around the turns still until I feel confident the tires are scrubbed in. This thing's a friggin' beast, man, animal. The quality, it can't be beat. The smoothness of the braking, the throttle, of the whole bike, just how it's put together, is just next level. Like you know, obviously, the Japanese motorcycles, the reliability you can't beat, without a doubt. But as far as the quality, I don't think you could beat the quality on these bikes. It's just absolutely amazing. Oh geez, what happened here? Holy cow. Wow. Holy shit. Fucking BMW, look at that. God damn, that thing was ripped to shreds. Oh my God, we were in that traffic probably for about 30 minutes, but all good now. Hopefully everybody is okay. Hate to see that stuff. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to break the motor in the right way. You know, like downshift, back down to third, right? Hit the gas, up to 8. And just go through the gears. So that's what I'll be doing for the next, you know, 700 miles. Don't be afraid to ride the bike. Don't keep it at 2,000-3,000 RPM. That's not good either. You want to be able to go through the RPM range. Oh man, I just love this bike, guys. This bike is phenomenal, man. Absolutely amazing bike. I will tell you probably there's only one thing that I could say that I really wish was a little bit softer is the seat. The seat is pretty hard, but I don't know, I feel comfortable on it for now. So we'll see how it is after being on it today. Let's see how many miles I put on the bike. It's got a fuel gauge. I mean, the bike comes loaded with everything, heated grips, because I ride all winter long. I do not winterize or put my bike away for the winter. So, you know, even in December, January, February, as long as there's not a lot of salt on the ground, I'll be riding this bike. That's why I love that this bike has heated grips. So, yeah, stay tuned for content. Oh, this bike is so friggin' fast, and the ECU is not even unlocked. 110 miles an hour, like it was nothing. Yeah, it's got such a sweet induction noise too. But definitely, the bike definitely has to be louder. Not only I like it, but it's just safer. You know, when you're coming up on cars and stuff, they gotta hear you coming. If they don't hear you coming, sometimes they don't see you coming, and that's not good. I gotta adjust the shifter peg a little bit down further, because I feel I have to really reach up to downshift. And I feel I really have to pull up hard on my foot in order to upshift. So we're gonna have to change that a little bit. Oh, this feels so good, because I could really lock in my thighs into the tank. That was actually another thing. I'd have to say 3 things that I didn't like about the Duke. The tank was so narrow that there was no way, absolutely no way for you to lock in your legs. And that just didn't give me a lot of confidence. Oh, this bike, guys. Ah, this bike is so good. Bringing back all the memories when I had the last S1000RR back in, I think, 2020. Yeah, like I gotta pick my foot up kind of to downshift. So yeah, I definitely gotta change it. And we're gonna scuff these tires in. I'll show you up over here in Bear Mountain. We'll scuff these tires up pretty good. Because there's a couple roundabouts. See, hill assist hole, because I was rolling back. Look, beautiful. There's a couple roundabouts there where I just like it. I'll show you. I'll just go around the turn. I usually go there to scuff my tires in really good and low. You know, so this way, you know, I know that they're gonna grip, because you guys got to be careful on the new tire. Is very dangerous. They have to be scuffed in. So if you got a brand new bike, don't go speeding around a corner or even in a straight line before the tires are scuffed in, because it is like a slick. Literally, it's like the tire, you might as well just put oil under the tire. That's how slippery they get when you don't have them scuffed in. So be very careful. I know you experienced riders, I've been riding over 30 years. I know you experienced riders know that, but maybe a lot of you guys that just started riding, be very, very careful on a new tire. It's like literally riding on ice. Give it about 100 miles and make sure they're fully scuffed in. Go, around some turns really slow. Try to drop the bike in deep into a turn, get some angle good so you can scuff, obviously, not only the middle of the tire, but the sides of the tire are very, very important. If the bike does not have cruise control, honestly, I don't want it. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how beautiful it looks. I don't care how cheap or expensive it is. I just don't want it. I'm at a point now where, if I need to relax my right arm, if it gets cramped, if I, start losing circulation, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And it happens, right? Or the pump. I want to be able to obviously, we're going to go right here. I want to be able to obviously put the cruise on. I want to be able to put the cruise on so I could sit back and, get that blood flowing back into my right arm. And it's also, it's also dangerous if you don't have cruise and you got to do that. You got to let off the throttle and you got cars behind you. The bike is going to drastically slow down due to engine braking, but then you don't have your brake lights on because the brakes aren't on. Bike is slowing down. Cars don't see a brake light, but your bike is slowing down, and now there's a high potential that they're going to hit you in the back. So that's why I don't like, not having cruise. Maybe just on a track bike, obviously, you don't need it. But like these bikes, they're not only built as a track weapon, but they're built for the roads. So you need that cruise control on the bike. That's just my opinion. I would never have a bike without cruise control. Absolutely not. Even if I want to, my back, even if I want to just straighten up and sit up and take both, I don't recommend it, take both hands off of the wheel just to straighten out your back a little bit, because obviously a sport bike, you're in a kind of a tucked position for quite a long time. Then, without cruise, again, you're slowing the bike down and it's just not good. Now bring it up to 8. Slow the bike down again. So the piston's not only, pushing, the pressure's pushing that way, but then engine braking, it's working the other way. So this way you get a really good seat between the rings and the cylinder walls. That's the main thing. The better of a seat you get on those rings against the piston walls, honestly, you're going to be gaining horsepower as the bike is braking in, because the piston rings are seating. And then you have less of a potential for the bike to have some catastrophic problem down the road. It is just absolutely beautiful out today. Let me see what else. The total miles 35, trip 2. Gas, I'm getting about 31.7 miles per gallon. I guess hour meter 0.41 hours. Let me see what else is here. That I don't know. There's a couple things that I gotta look at the owner's manual. I guess that's the average speed, 33. I don't know. Not sure. Tire pressure monitoring, 36.8 in the front, 43.7 in the back. Intake temperature 74 degrees. That's about right. I know that's the intake temperature, but I think as long as the bike's not sitting in the heat and stuff like that, I think you could, it's pretty close to kind of correlate that temperature to outside air temperature. So it's about 74. I got 84 miles left on the fuel, and back to the fuel gauge. So yeah, I appreciate the fuel gauge also on this bike, where I remember my Tuanos, they didn't have a fuel gauge, and then the light would come on. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I love that BMW put all these creature comforts in, heated grips and stuff, hill assist to hold, the cruise control, you know, the fuel gauge, the fuel gauge. That is just awesome. And also you got the Ride app, where it could, you know, there's a lot of information about that. Tells you where your bike is, tells you how much gas you got in the bike, how many miles, all the information it tells you in the app. It also records the rides, like lean angle, I think throttle position. It records max speed, average speed. You can record your route. So it's really good. I mean, it's but as far as navigation, if you guys ever ask me what navigation app do I use, I always use Waze. And there's just so many reasons. I'll tell you a couple of them, the reason why I use Waze. First thing is, I love how the app works. Second thing is, it tells you where 50 is. You know, not that I want to be doing something bad, but hey, if there's a 50 ahead, you slow down. It just keeps you safe, keeps you not getting those tickets, if you know what I mean. And also, the biggest thing is, it'll tell you if that there's a pothole up ahead. It will tell you there's debris up ahead in the road. It actually saved me coming back from Laconia Bike Week. There was a tire. Me and my buddy were coming back on a highway, doing probably about 80, 85, and like a mile up in the road, Waze came up and said, boom, debris in the road. And then I looked up, and yeah, sure as shit, there was a tire. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have seen it, but it'll tell you a hazard in the road. It'll tell you car stopped side of the road. I just love to use that app, so I always use that. And as far as a weather app, to make sure there's no inclement weather coming in, I will always use the Weather Channel, and not only look at their weather forecast, but I will look at the actual weather radar, because that is the most accurate way to tell the weather. Just looking at the weather and seeing if there's some cells coming towards you, or you're going towards a storm cell. So that's what I do if you guys ever ask. So I'm back down into second. It's crazy. 50 miles an hour, second gear, 6,000 RPM. Then I'll slow down again. This thing stops and friggin' turns on a dime, boy. It gets up to speed crazy fast, and it slows down crazy fast. But again, like I said, I gotta scuff these tires in slowly. I can't just dive into a turn because the tires are not scuffed in, so you gotta be careful about that. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the one thing you do not want to do while breaking a brand new engine in is to, like I said, I think I said it before, is to say get on a highway and kind of go 100 miles, you know, on cruise control at 80 miles an hour and 3,000 RPM. You do not want to do that. You want to, like I said, bring it up and down through the RPM range. So here's like this is, for example, I'll show you guys, this is a kind of a roundabout here. So I'll actually just go into it slowly, a first gear, and see, I'll just do a couple circles. I'll get down on the bike. I'll just do a couple circles here and drop the bike lower and lower. You know what I mean? I'm only going 32 miles an hour, but I'll just scuff the tires in. You don't want to smash the throttle now. I got the Michelin Cup 2 tires, which are crazy sticky. It's really a track tire. but they are not, you gotta be careful, they are not that good in the cold weather. Bring it up a little faster so I could drop the angle of the bike down a little more. And I'm gonna probably get out of this turn now because I'm gonna get friggin' dizzy in a second here. But I'll show you like how far it brought the scuff mark down on the left and not on the right. This thing is crazy, guys. Oh, I can't wait to get the exhaust on it. You guys are gonna like it. I don't know if you guys watched the previous video, but I'm gonna put the Akrapovic full header on. I'm gonna leave this muffler on it for now. If it's loud enough and I like it, I'll leave it. If not, we'll go with the shorty Akracan. Look how pretty this is, huh? Look how pretty this is. We're gonna have to take some pictures over here. There's a BMW down there. Let's go down there. This is really nice. Let's go down there. I'll show you guys. We'll take a nice photo over here. What is that? Is that the RT? We'll put the bike over here. I'll take a picture or two. And then I'll move it. There's 3 handicap spots. I'm not going anywhere. Don't hate on me. If somebody comes here, I'll move. Oh, this bike is phenomenal. Another thing I will tell you, fellow BMW owner, another thing I will tell you is that I'm going to get a heated gear harness, which I put on the battery, and I just leave a lead out here. This way my heated jacket liner, which I'll show you guys, but not now, in the fall I wear heated gear, and that's what enables me to ride all year long. So I'll have my heated gear on. I'll have the heated grips on now. I'm telling you, the heated grips is another thing that that's why I purchased the bike. I mean, look at this friggin' thing, guys. It is absolutely sick. Anyway, stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna take some photos now. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you did. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.